members of the church for 22 years.
Yep.
We transferred here from First Methodist Dallas, where we had been members for 9 years. We both grew up Methodist, and we met at the Wesley Foundation at A&M. Well, our boys were 2 and 4 when we came. They're now 24 and 26. And when we came, it was really important to us, our families aren't nearby, that they have multi-generations, that they have older people to look up to and young people to want to be like. And so that was really important to us. And when we came here, we were our oldest had just started coming into service. And one of our first experiences was we were sitting there and he was being 4 and wiggling and being silly. And all of a sudden a piece of candy came flying over the pew. And I was like, this is the place for us, because they don't care that he's loud, that he's being 4. They just wanted him to be in the service and be a part.
I've been involved in my brother's keeper for just about as long as we've been here. Maybe it took me 2 or 3 years to get into that, but the different service opportunities, the fellowship opportunities, retreats. We used to work on the pet vehicles till a couple of years ago, and now we're working on Texas ramps, and that's a good. That's a different kind of challenge for us.
Well, our Sunday school, New Beginnings, I mean, that is our core group of people. When anything happens in our lives, that's who we go to. That's who supports us and who, holds us together. Our weekly meetings with them every Sunday morning are highlights of our week. They challenge us, but they also support us and sometimes, question us and hold our feet to the fire when they need to be. Other ministries, I would say we were youth counselors for 9 years when our boys were in youth, and we did everything. We went on youth mission trips and ran auctions and ran Bible studies, and that's where our church begins, is in youth and children's programming. And that was so important to us that our boys be involved in that. You have to step out. To sit in the pew and say there's nothing for me to do and walk out the door, you have to put yourself out there. You have to try. But I also encourage those of us who have been in the church for 20 plus years that we have to make sure that the doors are open for the people to walk through. Because I think a lot of times we get so comfortable that we forget that we need to always have an extra seat at the table, so people can come and be a part of the conversations that we have.
For me, giving is a spiritual act.
For me, on giving, Millard and I grew up very differently. His family had a very healthy relationship with money, very healthy financially, and that's what they did. They gave to the church. That was a discipline he was taught. I came from a family that was not healthy as financially, and we struggled. And when we first got married, and we had money, and I was so excited to not be in debt. And the first time that we came across a pledge campaign, and Millard gets it and he fills out the form, and I was like, "What are you doing? Why are you filling? We can't afford that." And he's like, "Yes, you have to be faithful. You have to trust. It is scary, because you don't want to take care of me and my kids, but I got to give back, and I've got to trust that it'll all be okay." Even if you start small and make that commitment, it becomes a habit. It becomes just a part of who you are, and you get excited. I know each month I'm like, okay, we're going to write the check, and if I sit and think, what is the church going to do with this? What are they going to do with it this month? That's exciting to think about how much that little amount that we give is going to grow.
Well, and it connects you, I think, with the church in general. It's almost, in a way, not just stewardship, but it means a fellowship or strengthening the bonds that we all have together.